Mabu, hi. This is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. My channel is about marriage to a woman from the Philippines. And boy, this comment here I'm going to talk about from YouTube is so chock filled with truth. I wasn't even sure what to call this. It's going to be about love, since that's the main aspect of my channel. I'm calling it a dose of reality to be taken with humility. Some truth about relationships. I may have to shorten that title. Please leave a comment here and consider subscribing to the channel. I have 1,760 or 70 videos on YouTube. Need more subscribers and comments and all of that. And this comment here I thought was just too good not to highlight in a video of its own. And I don't recall here it is. The name of the video they responded to is called "What is Wrong with a Filipina Marrying for Security?" Because not only do Filipinas marry for security, so does just about every other woman. They say, please be ready to jump in with a comment, if you will. The irony of this is that over 90% of men do not know how to love their wife. You have guys that have been married, gotten divorced, then comment about the girl, like a Filipina, marrying for money and not love. If those same men knew how to love their wife, then they likely would not be divorced. The other guys who were never married and made similar comments are just as guilty of being ignorant about love. The proof is in the number of relationships that they have had, yet they still are single. Far too many guys have an unrealistic expectation of what the perfect wife should be like, yet they find themselves are far from being the perfect husband. Many are not marriage material themselves, yet they complain about the girls. Well, he probably won't get any negative feedback on his comment on YouTube. Maybe I'll get some for reading his comment, but there's just so much to touch on there. The reason I have a channel focusing on love beyond the sea to a woman I found beyond the sea in the Philippines is because, you got to work even at love. You're going to have to roll up your sleeves, go to work. Sometimes you're going to get punched in the gut, metaphorically. Things aren't going to go right. There's going to be misunderstandings. You've heard it all, and it's never going to stop. It's always going to be there in some form or another. That's just the way it is. And that is not a sign that your marriage is irreparable. It's just a sign that you are in a marriage. How you respond to that will depend, whether it stays that way or not. And I do think a lot of men aren't sure what to make of love, because they just never talked about it, never were told about it. They say, well, love is just a feeling. I feel like I do anything for this woman. I think about her all the time. I have these great feelings. Well, I don't think that's love. I think that's infatuation. And so I have so much to agree here about his comment. And, the longer you're married, the more, you'll learn what buttons to push and what you need to do to stay married, and how it's so important to not be selfish and work for the good of the relationship. And the only way to get experience with this is to be married and get that experience, and it will toughen you up if you expect things to not be perfect. Your wife certainly doesn't think that, you're perfect, and that's just the way it goes. But we shouldn't be ignorant about love. Love involves kindness, and it involves trust and patience, belief that you know, things can get better, hope that things can get better. You bear a lot in marriage because you can't be single and do your own thing. And at the end, you know, love endures all things. That's the part we'd like to get rid of. Clip that out of there. No, love does not bear all things, believe all things, hope all things, and endure all things. We think, oh, that's just too hard. But that is love. And if that isn't there, then love isn't there either. And of course, yes, there are no perfect wives. As we know, there are no perfect husbands, just people trying to do the best that they can. A lot of my videos talk about what being, you know, marriage material for a man would be. You're free to agree or disagree, but somewhere in those 1,760 or 70 videos, you know, are videos about that. You can check the various playlists I have on YouTube. Some of those are getting stocked up pretty good too. I think I've got still, I keep saying this, I still have about 380 videos, topics I have left to do. I write them all down or type them all out. And some of them I've jotted down 4 years ago. I haven't got to them. Some of them I've typed out. Still haven't had time to do it because I, you know, thankfully keep thinking of other topics. And so I'm trying to cover the gamut here over the course of time. Things that you should know, especially about love, if you are able to find love beyond the sea.